Hello! It
Hi.
is time for the
Sup?
daily news of the Soul Calibur kind.
Ooh,
This time
my
it's
favorite
Tale of
sound.
Souls and Swords.
Oh,
Oh,
My boy!
Siegfried.
he's
Oh,
My
back.
boy!
Just leave me alone.
My boy.
oh, he asked us to leave him alone, so I guess I'll just leave. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Bye, boy.
fine.
See ya. What have I got?
Hi. Oh,
Oh!
Oh,
so yeah, it's Siegfried. You know that guy, Siegfried.
yep.
Yep. My boy. My other boy.
Sorry, but
I think his
yours
voice is different.
here.
Yeah, it's a
Yep.
different voice. That was one of the first things I figured out when I saw him.
Power of my
Well, I mean, aside from the fact that it's Siegfried, of course.
He
Yeah,
was
it's not Chris Redfield anymore.
yeah, he was voiced by Roger Craig Smith in like 4 and 5. I don't know if he was voiced by him in other games too.
Legends, your favorite.
Oh yeah, that great jump. But let's listen to his voice a little bit more here. What does he speak?
Siegfried. Just leave me alone already. Just leave me alone already. Just
So
leave me
rude.
alone already.
Yeah, he sounds a little bit different, just a little bit different here. Like if I try this, for instance, it'll really show it off. I think
Just leave me alone.
a little bit different, a little bit different.
Just leave me alone.
All right, fine. I'll go. Jeez.
And this, maybe?
That just sounds like a custom character where you just put the pitch all the way down.
I know the other way.
Ow.
Leave me alone already.
Okay, enough messing with that. But yeah, it's Siegfried. I don't play as him myself, so I don't think I can say too much meaningful.
I play some quite a bit, but I'm no expert. But I can tell there's a lot of new stuff here. Like that counter swing he did at first there was new. That's from 5. That's all old stuff. That's brand new.
Taste the power of my
Okay, so maybe we'll just like actually go in slow motion through some of this stuff
Just leave
with
me
his better
alone
voice.
already.
Yeah, that's recognizable for me.
I think I recognize one new thing for him in a little bit. That move is new, right? It looks weird.
That swing right there, that was new, like that lower one. And the counter stuff there, that's new.
Oh yeah, this is the reversal edge. So this is all new.
Yeah,
Sorry, but
he looks so good. My boy.
So we were thinking he might not even be in this game, considering there's Nightmare looking like Siegfried, and you have like Soul Calibur 2 with only Nightmare, not Siegfried. But it is not
Yep.
confirmed. Nightmare and Siegfried is in this game.
Which is-
He's in the game twice.
Yeah, kind of like Soul Calibur 1. Wasn't he already taken over by Nightmare in that? Canonically? I don't remember.
What did you say again? That he was taking over Nightmare in Soul Calibur 1?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he still showed up as a playable character.
Yeah, I think it's end of Soul Edge, where he turns into Nightmare. I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, they released a little bit of story information about Siegfried with this information, and it is said that he is like he's trying to free himself from Nightmare.
Okay. So he's
Uh,
gonna talk a lot about this Nightmare there and that shit.
Yeah. So it sounds like he's in the same spot he was in Soul Calibur 1, where like he has very recently turned into his Nightmare form. He's trying to free himself.
You can
So
do it, breathe again. You can do it.
I think that explains why he sounds so more negative and depressed in his sound clips in this trailer.
No, makes sense. I'll probably be a little miffed about it too.
nightmare.
I guess he wasn't ever really happy in any game when I really think about it, except for maybe Soul Edge.
5. Like, 5 was alright.
Oh yeah, 5, yeah.
But in 3 well, in 3 he was very mad, and in 4 he was like, can someone just kill me? Please, someone, kill me. You're
Yeah,
in my way. Stand
That's
aside.
depressing.
He was very depressing in that one.
he has a kind of a like really dark backstory, because in Soul Edge he was part of a bandit group, and he kind of accidentally killed his own father by beheading him, and
Yep.
I think that's like shortly before he turned into Nightmare by getting Soul Edge. And like,
Sounds familiar.
and ever since then, like his entire story has been about like trying to free himself from Nightmare and trying to like seek some kind of redemption for his sins. So these are a bunch of screenshots.
Speaking of
Screenshots.
being sad, man, just yeah, he's not happy there.
Me, you're familiar.
Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't look too
stop.
happy.
but just draw a smiley on him.
And this hair could look a little bit better, I feel. But we've
Yeah.
talked about that before. Hair in this game looks a little bit eh.
Yeah. Instead, let's focus on the scarf.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like it.
is it called? Is that why he's wearing a scarf?
I don't know what else to call it.
It just seems a little bit odd to me, like this big arm and scarf.
Yeah, like wearing a scarf on top of armor does look a little strange, but
I think he did that in Calibur 3 as well for his alternate costume. Like armor, but then suddenly a scarf.
I don't remember myself.
Okay, I really like that screenshot. Just random note. That looks really cool.
Yeah, I think this is part of his CE, right? Critical Edge.
Wait, that's Maxi's stage from Soul Calibur 1 and 3.
Oh yeah, it's a new stage they showed off in trailer. I didn't even remember talking about that. It's
Huh. Neat.
I heard people say that this is supposed to be a remake of something called Indian Port, which is Max's stage in 3 or something.
Yeah, but I immediately recognized that now that I look at it a little bit.
I looked it up myself. Well, I only looked at stages Soul Calibur 3. That's a game. That's the only game I found with that Indian Port level.
And-
It didn't look that similar to me, but yeah, that's
the hair looks especially bad here. That's...
yeah. This yeah. By the way, this is a screenshot officially released. Like this is not a screen grab I took from the trailer or anything. This is like this is an official
guys,
screenshot.
help! Ah! Oh,
But yeah, this is not the most
unfortunate.
becoming screenshot.
You will be missed, Bryman.
oh, I managed to get out. Just
And
barely.
the I
I
should
don't
said
want
the
to
hair looks
know how
bad.
you got out.
You really do.
Especially with the hairline here, I don't know what's happening there. Like it just looks bad.
Ooh.
Like, could that be a side effect of the anti-aliasing they're using? Maybe
I think in this instance, I think some of the problems are highlighted by the specific lighting happening right now because it doesn't look nearly this bad in the other screenshots.
That looks rough. Ooh. That's the first time I actually really kind of
I also
about there.
I also feel like some of the screenshots have the same problem as a lot of the Geralt meta they released, where it just looks surprisingly low res for some reason. But I mean, it is work in progress, so it'll look better with the full release.
No doubt.
Speaking of which, we have a hint as to when the release might be, right?
There's this potentially hint. There's this company called NGI. I can't remember what it stands for. Who's going to host a big fighting game tournament in September? And there's a ton of games in that tournament, and one of them is Soul Calibur 6, and this happens in September. So you would think they would make sure to host a tournament with the game when it's released.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
And they have worked with Namco in the past, so maybe they've been able to confirm from them that it's going to be released sometime before September, or maybe they're just making some kind of really big risk and assuming it'll be released before then. I guess it's also a possibility they've made a deal with Namco to have like a demo version of the game there, but I feel like that would be a weird version to have a tournament with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus,
but I could see that be the case. Like, to again give the game some tournament scene and give some advertisement for pro players and people that will tune in that are casuals, like see the spectacle. So I can see be that case, but I would also like it to be the case that it means that the game is out before that because I need
can we
this in my
pause
life.
this screenshot?
What?
His hand.
Oh yeah, clipping. There's actually been a lot of clipping in various media releases so far.
His hand is actually a sword. Didn't you know that, Ryman?
Oh god.
And that
That's the new canon. He doesn't become Nightmare, he just becomes a sword.
That must be complicated. There's so many things you'll be able to do.
Yeah, that's true.
I can also quickly mention that on the official Microsoft store, they randomly listed the release date for the game as June, I think June 29th or something. But then the official Soul Calibur Twitter tweeted the next day, no, that's completely false information. Look away. So I think
that feels like too soon.
Yeah, that would be very soon.
They would have to rush the reveals.
Oh yeah.
Plus, I think not a lot of big game companies would want to release in June because the release might get overshadowed by all the E3 news.
Maybe. Although that would be E3 is early June, while that supposed release date is late June. So I think E3 would be too much in a way.
Yeah, okay then.
Yeah,
But
Tekken released in June as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
So they do it at times.
But still, June does feel very, very early, considering how slowly they're revealing characters. I just want to emphasize, it was only Siegfried we got to know about today. Only Siegfried, no one else. Only Siegfried. So that's 2 months in a row we got one reveal. Well, unless they'll reveal more characters later this month, I guess that's still a possibility.
Siegfried's face is my reaction to that. I'll let him speak for me.
Or maybe they'll reveal more characters, I don't know, during an E3 press conference, since it's only a couple of months away.
Yeah, maybe they'll have a big
Possible.
reveal then.
Maybe Sony will do some exclusive stuff.
I want to mention one oddity here, is that every single time they've made a character reveal, every single time, it's always been on a Thursday. Always been on a Thursday.
So there is a pattern. Huh.
Yeah, kind of. So if anyone feels like spending the entire day pressing F5 on the Soul Calibur Twitter page or something, make sure it's on a Thursday.
Oh dear.
I like this shot, by the way. I like that.
Yeah, he's ready. He's ready to fight.
Yeah,
It looks awesome.
Looks fancier too.
So cool. Oh.
I want to go back to the trailer a little bit. I didn't actually pay too much attention to the stage, because this is a new stage they're showing off in this trailer. I think they're showing off 2 versions in this trailer too, at different times of day.
I recognize this one from 1,
Yeah, it looks familiar.
but I don't know
Elephants,
whose stage
stone
it
elephants.
is.
Yeah, I think when I looked up stages, I think I found something called Proving Grounds. I thought that stage looked very similar to this one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about.
It is just one stage showing here, right? With the 2 different times a day, not 2 different stages.
Yeah, I only see that it changes from day to sunset. Yeah, it did, because I recognized what was behind him there. My god, dude, cheer up.
Okay, let's
I love you, Siegfried, but my god, I do.
let's look at many different Siegfrieds.
I never had such an easy victory.
That man, short hair, and it almost doesn't look blonde in this picture.
Yeah, this is Soul Edge Siegfried. He looked different back then.
He was happy.
Yeah, a little bit snobby and arrogant, but very happy.
This looks like dinky here, small.
It looks like a Fire Emblem character.
And this is supposed to be Soul Calibur 1 Siegfried, I think.
Okay, the design we know is starting to come into shape.
Yeah,
Yes,
long
yes.
hair. As in Soul Calibur 6.
Looks sad. This is where it begins.
I also included his CG render from Soul Calibur 1, since it's more detailed than his
That
illustration.
face will always haunt my dreams.
Is it that bad?
It looks like he has no eyes to me.
It looks like he's looking at in this direction.
He looks bored. It's I'm just gonna.
I don't have any story. Why am I here?
Oh yeah, this is Soul Calibur 2, which he didn't really feature in, but you could select a secondary nightmare outfit, which looked like Siegfried, kind of like this.
Look how happy he is.
Offer your soul.
You think he's happy? You think he's
Looks
happy?
happy to me.
Souls.
His nose looks a little bit weird to me.
Souls. I died in Dark Souls. I need more souls.
You can see the wretched human.
And Soul Calibur 3.
I like that one.
Okay, yeah.
I like that one a lot.
The cape's nice.
I'm not a huge fan of the feathers, but otherwise I like this outfit.
Probably also has my favorite voice for him. Even though it's not Chris Redfield, I really like the voice actor for him in 3.
Is this similar to his Soul Calibur 1 outfit? Not really.
No.
And then we have
okay.
Soul Calibur 4.
And crystals.
I don't like this. I don't like this costume. I think it's too much.
Yeah, the ice thing is overwhelming, to say the least. I
Spent
think
too much time in the ice level.
I would be completely okay with this outfit if they just removed the ice, because you can see like a normal suit of armor underneath the ice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've-
The only good thing I can say about this outfit is if you customize them, you can make some pretty fun coloring with it.
Oh yeah, that I can imagine. Bright pink.
Oh,
that was about it.
did the earlier versions have the scar?
Yeah, I think he's always had the scar. Can't really see it there.
Or there.
Maybe
No, he didn't have it in 1. Well, in Soul Edge. I don't know why I killed that one.
yeah, I think maybe after he turned into his nightmare form, that's when he got the scar. I wish I'd thought of this earlier, but I wonder if it would be possible to just make a mod for Soul Calibur 4, which makes the ice texture completely transparent, so you can just get the normal version of this outfit.
You
That'd
think
be
that would be
interesting.
possible?
I guess it
I think so.
it
I'd
depends
love
if,
to see that.
if that texture is separate from the armor texture, I guess.
And
I like this one. I
Soul
like the
Calibur 5.
design.
Oh, man, he's ready.
He looks awesome. I really like
I-
this one.
I think the armor looks a little bit silly. Like it looks like he's like this is Superman armor outfit. I feel.
I think that's kind of why I like it, actually.
Not just like kind of how they made
Although-
him look in general. I like the older. I like the beard, stubble.
What's with the dangly bits down here?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
You know, Ryman, I've had Soul Calibur 5 for a couple of years. Siegfried is my main. I never noticed those till now.
Do they animate in the game itself? I'm kind of curious.
Now I kind of want to boot it up.
But yeah, this
Science!
I guess he's supposed to be quite old here, maybe 30s, 40s. I don't know.
He's got that stubble.
Actually,
And
no, he
he's
wouldn't
voiced
be.
by Chris Redfield.
Isn't he super young in Soul Edge?
Oh yeah, he was. I don't even think it was 18.
Yeah, he only looks so young in that
I
picture.
think it was like 15.
I can't remember how many years it is between like Soul Edge and Soul Calibur 5. But anyway, he's quite a bit older than this one. And Soul Calibur 6.
There
He
we
was
go.
16 in Soul Edge.
Oh wow, that's super young.
And he was 40 in Soul Calibur 5.
Oh, okay, 40.
You know, this kind of looks like a little bit like his Soul Calibur 4 armor with the like ice texture over it.
You might be actually right.
Yeah.
I'll compare a little bit again.
Yeah, I can see the similarities.
Oh yeah. I see some big
Huh.
similarities. That's really interesting. I didn't think about that.
Look at how much better it looks without the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, it looks like they've added some part that was ice before as like actual parts of his armor, like this bit that sticks out here in his knee. See, it's only glass here.
Yeah, huh. That is interesting. I think one interesting detail is that you have the Nightmare unicorn here. Just doesn't look like the horn is like fully there.
How could they chop it off?
Also,
Not you do to unicorn.
so was it you, Ryman, who pointed out like the arm for Siegfried clipping in the gameplay?
Yeah.
The clipping problem is so bad it even happens in the illustration.
What? Oh,
it's a unicorn.
I didn't even see that.
I found that kind of silly.
Oh.
I guess they drew the two pictures separately and then.
I need a moment.
But I think his armor looks especially cool in this illustration.
Oh yeah. Oh. Again, just the art style and the poses and oof, it's good. It's good.
And
Oh,
screenshots.
boy.
Soul Edge.
I never
Wait,
had.
hold the phone. This is supposed to be Mitsurugi?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
This is his primary outfit in Soul Edge.
Why is
Yes.
it bright green?
I don't know. I kind of wish I had this screenshot in the Mitsurugi comparison.
Yeah,
This is a good Mitsurugi.
good lord.
Soul Calibur 1.
How can, your
Don't-
hair's covering your eyes, you can't see.
Don't drop the sword, Siegfried.
And you can barely see. He has his scar here. Barely see it.
I,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
could easily mistake that for a strand of hair.
Soul Calibur 2.
Oh,
With
The third costume, which makes
yeah.
him fully Siegfried.
is
I
this
forgot about
just
this costume.
is this just a Soul Calibur 1 outfit? Well, it's not identical, but it's very similar, I feel.
It must have been used as an inspiration,
Yeah.
surely.
Right.
Also similar to Soul Edge 1.
Yeah.
Very green. Long hair, scar.
Very long hair. I mean, look, it's going all the way down here.
Sword, give me strength.
Oh, but your
Soul Calibur
sword.
3.
Oh, he's done with nightmares.
Oh, yep. I think
I'm
isn't this hair where he's like finally free from a nightmare?
Yep.
Mm.
Well, he's still kind of haunted by it, but he is himself now. He is
Yeah.
separate from it.
I think it's Soul Calibur 1 and 2 where he's basically one with a nightmare. Like it's supposed to be one and the same character.
Yeah, and like, get rid of the feathers. This would be all right.
I like the feather.
Oh, boy.
I'm out.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah,
Soul Calibur
it-
4.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from this whether you could like remove the glass ice part.
It's definitely two different meshes. Like I'm very very certain of that. So I'm curious. Like maybe it would be possible. It would be interesting.
I like the hair and I like his face. That's all I can say that I like in this thing.
One thing I've heard people complain about with his Soul Calibur 6 design is that he shows off a lot of his arms, but in early games he wears chainmail underneath the armor.
I don't mind him showing his arms though.
Soul Calibur
Ooh.
5.
You look like Chris Redfield.
Does he have
Well-
long hair in all of the games except for Soul Edge?
Yep.
Yeah. Also, like he says, there's nothing to say.
No, I actually remember that quote. It's when he fights Nightmare, specifically.
Oh really?
Yeah, they
Hmm.
actually had a special quote in that game, depending on who you fought.
Soul
And
And
Calibur
here
6.
we are.
So
It's-
I was actually unable to get like this exact intro animation to happen in Soul Calibur 4 or 5. So I couldn't
No,
get
you got
the
it in
same-
5.
Mhm.
You just got a different camera angle.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think this is the same animation, but yeah, I guess I tweaked the camera angles. I'm trying to compare his Soul Calibur 4 outfit to this. It looks more different here.
Hmm. All right.
One thing's for sure, it's a big improvement.
Can
in
we
six.
stay on this for a second? And
Ryman,
So
can we
it's
please
not- it's not just Siegfried that's the issue here. I think it's also like this is a manifestation of Soul Calibur, right? This. the
Yeah, I think
sword.
so.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
I also think this looks absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's painful.
It's difficult to compare the face when it's not the exact same angle, but I want to say this is based on his Soul Calibur 4 appearance.
But it's
Hmm.
definitely one of the more tweaked ones of the bunch.
So I have another set of comparison for 4, 5, and 6 here. This is 4 again.
Don't stab me, please.
Oh yeah, he's
Uh,
ready to stab you right there.
I mean, the sword would probably just snap right off. It looks so brittle. Yeah,
Yep.
I'd say Soul Calibur 6 is a new beginning. I think the main thing is the eyes look smaller in 6. A bit.
I feel like his mouth and nose, I think those look very, very, very similar.
Hmm.
It also looks like it's the same hair mesh. Like for instance, if you look at this like part of the hair and then go back to this, very similar.
Yet somehow the hair looks better here.
Yeah, it is. It's a downside of modern rendering technology. Like it doesn't work well with opacity.
Actually reminds me of something I saw recently from Nvidia about. I need to read more into it to see how it makes sense, but I think they were talking about how using ray tracing in some way to make hair look better. I need to look more into it.
Okay.
It's a little distracting here.
Oh yeah, like
Specifically here.
this
on the
is a bad like the hair looks especially bad. Like also right here, I think it looks a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks bad here.
Eh,
We have one very, very important thing to talk about. Very important thing to talk about.
okay.
Okay.
We need to talk about pants.
What?
Pay close attention to Nightmare Pants. Look closely at his pants.
Looking at them.
Focus on his pants. And now, hoisabala!
Oh.
Pants. They're very similar.
I mean, we've seen what happens when Nightmare's armor shatters. So the similarities make sense.
It seems to be only the
Yeah.
pants, though. So whenever Siegfried turns into Nightmare, his pants stay the same. Specifically his pants.
Well, maybe in Nightmare's case, like if we go back to Nightmare, like it looks like well, for lack of a better term, we'll call it mutation, is like affecting the armor at the top half, and it hasn't really gotten to his legs yet.
Why does Nightmare grow a big arm?
Who's to say?
Who knows?
Maybe it's because like it comes from Soul Edge, and of course it's a sword, so you grab it with your hands.
True.
Okay, so I'll just go through some other news I have written down there. Just a bunch of minor stuff.
Looks like he's trying to hand me the sword.
And it does.
I appreciate the offer, but I don't think I'd be able to lift it, mate.
So there was a recent interview,
Oh.
I think with a French
Oh.
site. I think it was French or Spanish,
uh,
something called Guilty Bit.
Okay.
And Namco briefly mentioned that there will be different game modes in the game for which are single player.
Okay, good.
They didn't specify in any details, but at least it's nice to have it confirmed that there will be multiple single player modes in the game, which is pretty much a Soul Calibur staple.
Thumbs up.
Unless you're 5.
And they imply that Geralt will be part of the storyline for the game.
Huh.
Again, they were very vague. They didn't want to specify any details, but they heavily implied he will be part of the storyline in the game. And that sounds a little bit weird. I wonder. I mean, it would be crazy if they go the same, do the same thing as Tekken 7, where they have Akuma from Street Fighter be a major part of the storyline, which was really weird.
Yep.
I mean, he was even the last boss of the entire game.
Yep.
It was what?
Huh.
He was in the game more than Jin.
Oh yeah, Jin was only in a tiny part of the game.
Yep.
He was just standing around being confused.
Yeah, then he fell over, then Lars saved him, and then they were back at the hospital, and he showed up at the end like, yeah, I guess I'll do stuff.
And OXM, the official Xbox magazine, had a big article about Soul Calibur 6, specifically about Geralt, and there's a couple of quotes from there that, for instance, they said they didn't want to venture into spoiler territory, but they love the way his appearance has been woven into the game, which might be another small hint that, yeah, he has a story role, maybe, since they talk about spoilers.
Huh.
And they said that the Witcher 3 developer worked alongside Namco to polish like battle barks and dialogue for Geralt in cutscenes. They specifically say cutscenes. So I don't know. I mean, it could mean like intro and win animations. Maybe they think those are cutscenes. But again, could just be a story hint that, yeah, he is part of the story mode and is even in cutscenes. It could mean that.
It could.
I'm the kind of terrible person that just goes, Geralt in the story mode is just gonna try to get with every single Soul Calibur woman.
I have a bit more stuff to talk about. You guys should stop me if I've mentioned any of these things in previous podcasts, because I can't remember if I've already covered some of these things.
Okay.
We've heard this one before.
But they have officially confirmed that Grøh, the new character in Soul Calibur 6, is from Norway.
Okay.
I don't think we had official confirmation before.
So, why are you in a Soul Calibur game like this?
So they had a dedicated video about Grøh where they mentioned this, and they and I'll just quote what they said here, that is that they the reason we chose Norway in particular is that Grøh's appearance and facial features and overall atmosphere, more than anything, perfectly aligns with the impression that Northern Europe gives off. Though it could just simply be that this is how the region is portrayed in Japan. So I don't have a picture of Grøh here, but he's got like white hair with blue highlights. His outfit just looks like it's taken from some kind of sci-fi anime. This is not anything which would be similar to like anything from Norwegian history.
He wears like a sci-fi eye patch of sorts for the most part.
Yeah, it just makes me really, really curious to like see what is in Japan, which makes them think this is what Northern Europe looks like. Like, do they have some kind of weird anime about Norway where everyone looks insane? Like, I'm really curious. Like, why do they think this? It's so weird.
Well, to be fair, Japan seems to have very strange ideas about just the rest of the world in general.
That's true. That's true. Although, I mean, for the most part, especially in the early Soul Calibur games, I think they've done a pretty good job basing characters on various historical cultures. But I feel like they just gave up with Grøh.
I feel like they made him first, and then they assigned him a nationality.
Yeah, I feel like that might be the case.
And then they just kind of quickly came up with a reason why.
One last thing to mention, which is a bit of a bummer. There's one producer on Soul Calibur 6 who very randomly went on a pretty long rant on Twitter, where he said he was just getting super burned out, super tired of like 5 a.m. meetings working on Soul Calibur 6 where people are just arguing and like not able to like come to very sensible resolutions about things. And he just sounded like super bummed out about this entire thing. I mean,
this side of game development we don't often hear about.
Yeah, it could just be due to them just really overworking people. Like, this is kind of a really bad thing about game development. There's a lot of people who just work day and night. Like, they work overtime all the freaking time, and they get super burned out. And that's kind of a good way to, well, make someone start to hate themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing you keep hearing about, like, AAA game development, is that, especially as a project is getting towards, like, its ship date, like, mandatory crunch is expected.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog is particularly famous for that, unfortunately.
It could also mean that maybe, like, there's still problems with Soul Calibur 6 development, because we had Harada tweet last year who said that there has been problems with the development of the game, and if the current lead producer didn't step up, then the game wouldn't be finished at all. So who knows?
I hope they get smooth sailing soon.
Anyway, those tweets were very quickly removed. They were only on his Twitter for like a day or so,
Namco probably saw them
probably.
and then went to him and went, "Hey, what are you doing?"
The thing is, they would have only needed to be up for a few minutes before people got wind of it because the internet.
Yeah, definitely. It didn't take long before people started reporting on those tweets.
It's just really unfortunate because, I mean, this is just me, but I want developers to have fun developing their games
Yeah,
and not feel like it's a chore or that they are overworked or anything like that. But yeah, I know nowadays with how companies want their games to be made, that's
it's
kind of just a crazy wish.
it's kind of a weird situation because you also have developers who are actually okay with it. I can remember reading an interview very recently with the like lead guy on the old Crusader, No Remorse and No Regret games, and he was talking about they were basically doing a lot of overtime all the time, and he was actually just okay with it. He even said like he almost misses those days, even though he basically had zero free time because he was spending all his time working on the game. So yeah, I guess it's a weird situation because people in the game industry tend to be extremely passionate about what they're doing. So that's why many of them are actually okay with
Can
working
we
so much.
pause in this picture for a second? He's posing like Nightmare. On the next one. That's Nightmare's pose.
Huh.
From,
Well, I guess it makes
Story
sense.
and Onward.
He is supposed to be possessed by Nightmare in this game.
Yeah, just interesting they give him the stance.
Yeah, I don't know, like part of which attack or what he's doing this.
That's just his idle stance.
Is
At
it his
least
idle
from-
stance?
Yeah, from 4 and 5.
Hmm.
So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, we have officially gone through all of my notes.
Okay.
Huzzah.
I feel like this podcast didn't have too much information overall, but well, I mean, it's just one character reveal, so there isn't too much to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. It's my boy.
Yeah, that's true. It is your boy, but it's not like the February reveal with 4 new characters. No. It was January where they revealed 4 new characters.
True. With my other boy.
But yes.
And of course, we haven't had Talem yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters yet to be revealed. I think with Siegfried, we now know 10 characters for the game, right?
I think so, actually, yeah.
And based on the character select, we can at the very least expect around 10 more.
At least.
At least, hopefully a lot more, hopefully 40 more!
I don't think that game is going to be 2018 then.
I'm okay with it. I would rather
I
have
mean-
like a fully finished game rather than one which feels unfinished. I'm okay with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
same. Any day of the week.
But yeah, I guess I'll see people with the next reveal. Maybe we'll be lucky and have another reveal later this month, but probably not. Probably sometime in May.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
And of course, in early June, E3 beckons.
Oh yeah, that'll just be news mayhem.
Oh,
But until
Kiryu
May,
is going to join Soul Calibur.
Bye.
bye!
Ah,
Bye,
I'm on
bye,
top again.
You dream.